Hello everyone, welcome to Quarter Mile Farm. I almost said Wild Woodland Farm. I haven't been that for a long time. We are thinking of changing our farm name though, again. Sorry, banging bowl against the tripod. Something that's kind of just a little more interesting than Quarter Mile Farm and just a little more fitting anyway. But for now, still Quarter Mile Farm. I wanted to show you guys an acquisition that we picked up this morning. We went to see it yesterday, and my husband and one of our boys went out to pick it up this morning. So this is something that needs fixing up, but it's something that we're going to be able to add to our farm activities and products. So really excited about this. It's nothing pretty to look at. But we'll fix it up and it'll look quite snazzy. So let me show you what it is. Well, this is it. This is what we picked up this morning. What is it, you might think? Some of you might be able to tell right away. Others of you might need me to tell you. This is an apple press. And it is an apple press that was made here in the valley, and actually by the father of one of the older members of our church. And it was made quite some time ago. I couldn't tell you how long, maybe 40 years ago. And yeah, so let me show you the ins and outs of this. It's not in really pretty shape right now. It is functional, but it's gonna need a facelift. It's got a paint job coming for it, and this is gonna need to be greased right here. There's a catch tray down here that we're going to need to redo the bottom board for. So let me just show you up close the different parts of this. And we're really excited to have this because I've been wanting an apple press for a long time. I just think it'll be lots of fun to have, you know, an apple pressing party, invite people over. We can taste test, you know, different blends of apples. And, you know, we'll then be able to add freshly squeezed, pressed apple cider as a product from our farm. Speaking of which, our apple trees are finally producing, and one tree in particular we got quite a few pounds from. Not all the trees have produced much yet. Since I sprayed with neem oil this spring, couple of our trees actually did pretty well in production. Still some worms and whatnot, but not in every apple, and so they were very usable. And I ended up getting 20 quarts of applesauce from one of our trees, so that's exciting. Anyway, in the future we'll be able to use our apples to make apple cider. So anyway, I'll bring you in closer and show you the parts and bits and pieces of this. Alright, so this is the motor that runs it. Looks like it's been beat up. But the guy says the last time he used it, it was actually working just fine, and it probably will, but if it ends up petering out on us, we have a couple other motors that we could use for it. So we're not concerned about whether or not this works. We have something that can replace it. So, you know, obviously this has the crank on a pulley. I don't know all the technical terms, but that's what turns the... It's hard to see in there, but let me show you. This piece comes out, and it kind of acts as, you know, the push. If something gets stuck in there, you stick it down in there and push it out. So the engine will turn this, which grinds up the apples. So you just load this up with apples, and it grinds it up. Of course, it falls down below here through there. And then down here, which I'll show you later, is a bucket that catches all the ground up apples. And then once it's full, then we scoot it over. And it gets scooted over to this device here, which is a hand crank to press down. And it's going to have a big metal... It's over on the shelf over there. I'll get it and show you, but it's going to have a big metal thing here which fits down into the bucket and squeezes all the juice out. So, you know, it's It's not a fancy contraption, but it works, and it's been used for many a year. So let me show you over here. This is the catch tray. This part sits right here, and it's going to need to be replaced. It's got a, you know, my husband says it's falling apart coming up the laminate, whatever. So he's going to fix up a new contraption. But anyway, you have the two buckets sitting here. This is where the one that gets squeezed, and then the juice comes out here and falls into your catching device, your bucket or your jug. Oh, this is, oh, that's quite heavy. This is the part that gets on that, this thing here, and pushes down on the apples. So that's nice and heavy to squeeze out all the juice. So that's going to need a cleaning as well. It looks like it's a little bit rusty, but so this is the board where the buckets sit. And let me move that out of the way. Ouch. So these are the two buckets that come with it, and before we use it, of course it needs to be cleaned, but the guy said to give it a good soaking in water so that the wood will soak in water, and then it won't soak in apple juice as we squeeze. So get the wood nice and full of water to get that going. But that's where we put in the apples, and you just fill one up, scoot it over, start pressing, and then this one can be the other one that starts catching more ground up apples, and then you trade them out. So these right here sit underneath each bucket. Yeah, that needs to be cleaned. So these buckets sit on this so that the juice just kind of squeezes through and falls through this before sliding out of there. So you can see, you know, that's how it's going to be on the board underneath. So pretty excited about our new apple press, our new to us apple press. So we're going to spend probably, I don't know if we can work on it much this fall, and by we, I mean my husband. And he's having to get back to work now. He's a professor at the local university, and school is starting up in the next couple of weeks, so he's going to be really busy with getting back to work, and he won't have a whole lot of time for fixing up this. But, you know, next spring break or early summer, he'll be able to get to work on this. With that same guy, we were able to get some other fun treasures, which I'll show you, and I actually haven't looked through all of them myself because they were in a pile in a little shed on his property. But I saw the pile and I'm like, yeah, those are cool, I want those, but I haven't had a chance to really look through them. So let's take a look at those real quick. So firstly, we have this stack of galvanized buckets. That's one look I like for our farm. It's kind of a theme, is having galvanized buckets or metal around. And so he had several of these, and Brent offered, you know, a few extra dollars beyond, it was not just a few, but, you know, beyond paying for the apple press, he saw these and offered a bit more for these as well. So here we have this cute little bucket. This one isn't galvanized, but it's a tin bucket. That's really cool. Then we have similar to that, but larger. This one is more of a galvanized metal look. That's a really nice sized one. And then here's a really cool one. Look at that. You can tell these buckets have been used a lot over the years. The guy had one bucket that he wanted in particular to keep, but he said we could have pretty much the rest of these that were kind of just sitting in his garage area. And then this is the last one. So these are really cool. I love having these. And one thing I like to use them for is like when we had pumpkins, I have larger ones, and I like displaying them for sale in these nice buckets. You know, you could have apples for sale in one of these or some such. So I'm really pleased to have all of these. You know, I even love this little dent that's in here. You can see that very well. Gives it character. Okay, what's the trick to putting these handles down? Good. Alright, so the other thing that Brent saw, I didn't even pay any attention to it. He starts talking to the guy about these wooden boxes, and I'm like, what? I didn't see any. He had seen a stack of wooden buckets right out, you know, in front of his garage area near the driveway where we pulled in, and I didn't even pay any attention to them. So he was asking about the, I don't know, 4 or 5 that he'd seen out front. And then the guy said, oh, I've got a whole bunch more of them in the shed. So we went to look at them. Brent offered a little bit more for these, and I actually made him pay a little bit more than what he had offered to begin with. But we got some fabulous wooden boxes. And so I don't know if I want to take all of these down, but I will show you. I don't even know what the count is, so we'll see if we can get a count on them too. We'll just kind of do a scan of the shelves that are here and see if we can get a count for how many boxes, and then the different styles of boxes too. So I'm excited about these. All right, so there's this kind of box. It doesn't have any handles for holding it, so you have to carry it underneath, but that's kind of cool. You know, they're gonna need some repair, like, you know, this nail has come out, so it's kind of crooked. But it's wet. It obviously was out in the rainstorm that we had last night. So there's that kind, then there's this kind with the slats, and you know, they're gonna need some work too. There's this kind. It has a handle carved into it right there. That's really cool. We have that kind only without a handle. Let's see here. That one's made with some kind of, let's see, Stableman? I don't know. Kind of cool. Different, you know, Matson Company, that says. Here's some more with that carved in handle. This one has a different type of carved in handle as well. So let's see here if we can count them. So inside there's actually another box sitting upright like this. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inside there. You probably can't see that very well, the light's there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, this is a different size, 21, 22, or these are, yeah, okay, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Wow, that's awesome. 46, unless I miscounted, but there's 46 buckets, or sorry, boxes, wooden boxes. So what is my goal with these 46 wooden boxes that are old and need to be repaired, nails falling out, rusting out, whatever? I want to have a little gift shop here on the farm, using part of this shop and I think these would make wonderful displays for things that I want to sell. So let me pull some out here and I'll kind of show you what I have in mind. So a lot of times when people have crafts or have booths at craft fairs or, you know, farmers markets or whatever, they have people use different things for displays. And one that I really like to see are when they use crates stacked up on each other, and you can set them, so you can set them on edge like this for a little higher, or, you know, like that. So I want to have lots of displays for our farm products and for my crocheted items or other handmade items, and we'll use these boxes for the shelves. So to have this many boxes to work with, I'm super excited about. So if you've seen my craft videos, I know some of you are viewers of my craft channel as well. So if you've seen my display set up at markets, got hair or something itching my nose. I have this really decrepit box that I set up on my booth. I would say it's even in worse shape than these. In fact, one of the slats always comes apart and I have to refix it like every time I set up. So this is really exciting to have these. It's going to give my farm shop just this really nice, you know, boho kind of appeal to it. So really excited about all these boxes, and the deal that we got for them, I didn't know it was this many boxes. So we paid $75 for the apple press, and then my husband, when he was talking with the guy, he says, well, would you, talking about the boxes and then the galvanized buckets, he's like, well, would you take 100 for it all? And the guys are like, yeah. Well, when we got home, I told my husband, you need to pay him a little bit more. So I sent an extra $25. So we paid $50 for all of these boxes and the buckets. So that means, you know, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say basically $1 a piece minus one extra dollar, or it would have been 26 if we'd got, or 46. I can't even do the math now. 46 boxes, $1 a piece would be $46. So that means we paid $4 for the 5 buckets. There, I got it out right finally. So pretty good deal, pretty good deal. And yeah, I can't wait to use it, get set up in a farm shop. Hopefully I can start working on that this year. I don't know, we want to put up a partition wall here so that this is separate from the rest of the shop. And I don't know when Brent's gonna have time to work on that. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I just wanted to show you these great finds, and there's more videos coming. I know last spring I made a video and then I didn't make any more. That's because life just got super busy on the farm, which I really have to show you the garden because it is fabulous this year. Unlike the last 2 years, which is another video I've been promising you, where have we been the last 2 years and why didn't we make any videos? And it's not a fun story, and that's kind of why I've been shying away from making farm videos, because it's not really a video I want to make. But on my crochet channel, my craft channel, I did tell the story, part of the story there. There's more to the story than what I told over there, but anyway, so you could, if you want, head over to Carrie's Crochet and Craft and catch up on that video made last, was it last, I can't even remember when I made it. Last fall. Yeah, I made it sometime around last fall. So anyway, I will do that update here too, because I want to share it, and hopefully it will help other people in life as they go through struggles. So anyway, that's it for this video. We'll be back with another one. We'll see you next time. Bye.